Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to finally populate my journal with all the things that I've been putting off in my past ones. I figure we're actually going to work our way from back to front because it's going to be a little bit easier where these are more structured. And then when I get to my things to do, which is a little bit more creative, it can take as much time as it needs to. So I'm going to start here with my bills and subscriptions. My calendar, I'm going to fill that out myself. That's personal. Like I don't want, birthdays or appointments and stuff to be out there, which is fine. For my subscriptions, I'm actually going to hold off on this and I'm going to fill them out as I get billed for them. This way I have them kind of like in an order. So the ones that are coming up like every month will be closer to the top, and the ones that are like once a year will be closer to the bottom. And I think that will be good. And that way I can tell what I'm actually paying for as well. So let's start with my bills. And I already kind of went through this time and did a little bit of pre-preparing so I know what I'm going to write for each of them. And I'm going to start with my first one, which is going to be student loans. And I was kind of debating on what order to put them in, but I think that will be good because that could change. And if I wanted to do different amounts, it would be good. I also think it'd be good because a lot of younger people that don't necessarily have the other bills will probably have student loans they need to pay off. So I think it's a good one to start with. After that, I'm going to do my mortgage, which again, I do have a house. For someone who doesn't have a house, maybe you put rent there instead, followed by my property insurance. And I'm not sure if that's a once a year thing or what. Again, I only had a house for like a year, but I had it on my last one and I only paid it like once. So I'm not sure if that's included in other things, but I'm just going to write it there just in case. Then I'm going to do my electric, followed by my internet, then utilities. Some people might break that up between like their water bill. I already have electric separate, but for me, I have well water, so I only really have to pay my township bills, and it all comes together for my sewage and my trash and other things that are included in the part of the world I live in. But if you have different ones, you might want to break those up for whatever works for you. Then I'm going to do one for car upkeep. So this could be like any sort of like car stuff. I didn't really have this before. I just had my car and I don't think I had my car insurance on there. I had my car registration, but I wanted to be a little bit more specific. It'd be kind of good to know like when I take my car and how much I'm spending on it, and also just general car upkeep, my car insurance and everything. It'd be good to kind of keep track of how much I'm spending in a year on my car. And then loans, again, not everyone's going to have loans. We just bought a hot water heater last year for our house, and we have a loan that we're paying off because we didn't want to pay it in full. So that's not uncommon to have something like that, just because it's a little easier. And our thing, we have zero interest for I think like 5 years. So it was, it made sense. And whenever we feel like just paying it off, we'll probably just pay it off completely. But we weren't sure what other big projects we'd have for the house. So having a loan just made it easier at the time. And especially now that I'm unemployed, I think it was the right choice. And then my last two I'm going to keep for income, and I'll probably mark them down. I'm not entirely sure how I want to break it up. Maybe I'll do my husband's income and my income, but I'm going to keep those for just in general. I'm just going to write income, and I can break that up how I want. And I think that will be good too, to see money out versus money in, and that'll help doing this. And I like having it all together in one because, again, I can quickly just see like how much is coming out and versus how much is coming in. And it's easy to do some real quick math there. Granted, this again isn't everything because I'm not doing like groceries or gas or anything. That I kind of do in a different section. But it's a nice overall, like these are the important things that I need to make sure are covered and paid for. All right. So now we have when did I last? So for my when did I last, I broke this up into a few different types of things. And I'm going to start off with like kind of just like important things for me personally. Then I'm going to do some maintenance stuff. And then on this page is going to be cleaning things. And I think having the distinction of areas is going to help. I'm going to leave spots in between because I don't have a lot of them fully actualized yet. And some of them, as I come and do them, I'll be like, oh, I want to keep track of that. And I'll put it on here. Let's start off with my first one, which is student loans. And some of you might be wondering why I have it here and on here.
So this page here is just for the numbers. So I'm just writing exactly how much I'm paying on those specific bills. Where on this page, this is a checklist and this is saying, yes, I did this thing. It is done. You no longer have to worry about it anymore.
So me having this check system is making sure that I'm completing the task, and I found it to be the most accessible because sometimes I was forgetting some of these things, but having the check system helped me remember where this is actually just, I'm going to write numbers in here. This is not a check I did it. This is what are the numbers? This one's a check. Did I do this thing? So I have student loans. I have bills. Again, did I pay my bills? Which this one is mostly for me. My husband does a lot of the house bills, but I have like credit cards and stuff. So this is like, did I pay off all my credit cards that I have or anything like that? And then expenses. And this is my end of the month check-in where I go in, write down anything that's outside of essentials in my journal. Here, I'll give you like a little flip through. So when I'm going to usually have like these, I go in and write down like, oh, I went to sports bar, I went to Panera, got like food these other places that I didn't necessarily need. I just like to go through and check, make sure it makes sense. Like, did I actually eat there? Is this about how much I spent on it? It's always good to go through your finances and make sure that everything on there is correct because every once in a while you get these weird charges. You're like, what is this? So this is my check to be like, did I go through and check all my expenses? Then I have calendar. So did I go and populate my calendars, whether it's on my phone or I have a whiteboard one in our house that I make sure I populate, and then also my calendar in here. I want to make sure I populate it. Those are like my 3 calendar spots because I have a digital, I have a paper one, and then I have a one for the house, the whiteboard. So this is just making sure, like, did I go through and make sure everything's populated so I know what's going on? Because my husband knows to check that one. My digital one, I don't always have things on there. I don't really care if my digital one's up to base. It's more of, did I put anything on there?
That I didn't know about.
My digital calendar is mostly for on the fly things, like if I'm out and someone wants to do something with me or I'm not at home, I just put it in my digital calendar. But for me, I am very visual, and when I write things down, it helps me remember them and I won't forget. So, hi, Chi. So I use both my journal and the one in my house for accountability reasons, and it helps me remember because if I wrote it, I'm gonna remember it. If I put it in digitally, I just don't remember. And some people prefer digital. I'm not one of those people. It's mostly there as just like a helpful reminder when I can't physically write something down because of where I am. So that's it for my calendar. Next, I'm going to do important documents. And this is just like, did I sort them? Or maybe did I go through my mail even? I might even use that as a mail check as well. Because I know we get documents all the time that we just don't really store away. I've gotten a system now where at least I'm putting them together in a spot and they're kind of just naturally in order because the oldest one will be in the bottom type of thing. But it's good to go through and organize them periodically. So this is just like, so they go through, and I think I'm going to do the same for digital. I don't know if I want to do digital documents, but I'm just going to write digital organization. So that could be pictures, videos, digital documents. It's good to periodically with that as well go through and organize it because a lot of times we end up with like all this junk we don't need and we're overstimulated with all of the documents, all of the things, making sure we make folders for them, putting things together. It's good to periodically go through and organize that because the less things you're looking at, the easier it is even for online things. And that's something I think that gets overlooked a lot is making sure our digital life is kind of together just as well as our everyday in-person life. Not Can't think of a good word for that. And then the last one I'm going to do for this is reflection. This one's probably like a little less important, but it's good to reflect every once in a while. And I think that's why I have it in there like, hey, how often has it been since I last reflected? So I don't think I have as many spaces as I thought I would have. Let me just double check to make sure I have enough. So I'm just going to skip this one here to do my maintenance ones. So for maintenance, and this is just house maintenance, I'm going to do knives, cutting boards. And I don't know if you noticed this or not, but I'm trying to do the things I do a lot more frequently towards the top and also together, and the things I do a little bit less frequently towards the bottom or away from things. That way, it's a little bit easier because the things you do most often you want to see first to kind of remind you. So for knives and cutting board, this is mostly like I've been trying to keep up with sharpening my knives because dull knives are atrocious and no one wants to use them. So, sharpening my knives and then cutting boards, it's just a reminder to oil like my wood products essentially. I don't have that many wood cutting boards, but you should oil them periodically because wood over time can get kind of separated and stuff, especially when you wash it a lot. So it's good to continue to oil them. And if you have leather things too, as well, I would kind of loop that in as well. You want to make sure you're maintaining those items so they'll have a really, really long time. Natural products will last such a long time, but you have to take care of them. If you don't, they end up not giving you the longevity they should. Let's see. Next, I have pest check. So, check your attic, check your garage, check the siding of your house, those shutter things that are glued to the side. What kind of pests do you have that are trying to invade your house? It's always good to keep up with that, see what kind of measures you need to take. Do I need to do traps? Do I need to seal this hole in my house? All of that. And so it's good to do that every year because any different year there could be a different type of animal that's trying to get in. Maybe there's a gopher trying to get under your shed type of thing. Caulking, cementing, roofing. And that's another general one that good to periodically check, like how's my caulking looking? If your caulk's not working well, something's not going to be very waterproof. So you want to check your seals on those things, especially where there's could be water coming in. Same with cementing, check the side of your house. I have a brick house, so checking to make sure my bricks don't need to be well, that's not cement, but kind of similar lines. And then like roofing, again, you want to check your roof, like, hey, how's my roof holding up this year? Then I'm going to do walls. And that could be cleaning your walls, like, going around with a rag, making sure there's not handprints all over them. It also can be painting as well. Like periodically, you have to go back through, touch up paint because maybe it chipped off for one reason or another, or there's a really bad mark you can't get rid of. So, wall maintenance, and I guess I could do walls and doors. They have a pretty similar thing, making sure you're cleaning the doorknobs and again, washing, cleaning, painting, whatever needs to be done. We're going to do windows and screens. Same thing, cleaning them, washing them, make sure there's no holes, replacing what needs to be replaced. I have a fireplace. So doing my yearly fireplace maintenance, or if I'm using it more often, making sure that that's all good to go, cleaning it out. And my last one for this list as of right now, smoke alarms and carbon detectors. Making sure those are all good, ready to go. And again, I left some space in case there's more I need. I could also use the in-between spaces as well if I need more. I think this is a good starting point, and I can add more as needed. I know I said I wanted to do filters, so I might put the filters we have down here. I'm not really sure what all of them are, so I'd have to find out what filters we actually have in our house. That's something I need to ask my husband. I know we have, our air filter, and probably I know we have ones for water, but I'm not sure what those are. We might have like water softener, or I know we have like one of those UV lights and stuff. I might want to put those in here. I didn't really have too much room, but maybe I'll have room on this page. We'll take it by year, see how it goes. All right, so this side I mostly wanted to do for cleaning, but again, if I don't have enough room for some of these maintenance things, I might spill them over here as well. Let's get into the cleaning. So we'll do things I do most often, like the bathroom, sheets, microwave, toaster. And I want to do those separate because I don't clean them in the same day. Usually it's like, oh, I really need to clean out my microwave. I'm going to clean it out. Oh, my toaster is getting bad, which by the way, right now, getting kind of bad. I need to go clean that. Fridge, slash freezer. These ones I don't mind grouping because if I'm doing just like a general clean out, I'm possibly doing it on the same day. Like when I go grocery shopping, I usually like to go pull things out that need to be removed. And kind of same thing with my freezer, although not as much. I might end up separating these, but for now we'll try it together. Oven, couch, and this is like, when did I last vacuum my couch or do a deep clean of it? I did just get a little handheld upholstery cleaner. I'm so excited to use that. I haven't touched it yet, but I'm going to. Pet beds. I have several cats. They all have got fur. Periodically, you got to vacuum those out, and I have some that are removable. You got to remove them, put them in the wash, all of that. And then I usually just do it all in one. I'm just like, let's just grab them all, let's do it all. And then I have some rooms to remember to clean out periodically, like the basement, garage, and attic. I'm not gonna do like all the rooms in my houses. I do them periodically, like usually when I have guests over. I go through and do it. I'm not really worried about that. But these ones I don't touch nearly as often, so I want to keep track like how long has it really been since we've cleaned through the garage. Then I have gutters, car, cabinets. These are kind of in a random order. Curtains and drapes. And I think that covers a lot of the things that I do semi-periodically. I don't want to get into too minute of a detail, like when was the last time I washed every single, remote I have, whatever. I feel like that's too much for here. But if you do have suggestions of things that I might have missed or you think would be good on this list, please let me know because I'm trying it out. This is like different than I did from last time. So we get to see what kind of things you would put on here and what things I overlook. So if you have suggestions, please by all means give me some suggestions. I was hoping to have a little bit more space in between. Who knows, maybe next year I might Dutch door this too to have more choices. That might be the thing. Because I really like the every other because when they're too close together, it just looks like too many things and it's overwhelming. Next, I'm going to do my habit tracker. So these are the habits I like to keep track of, whether it's a positive habit, like things that I genuinely enjoy, or again, I put some things on here that I don't as much just because then I can reward myself for doing it. The first thing I like to keep track of is family time, then time with my hubby, and my hubby's name is Patrick. I lump similar things together. It's not necessarily in order of importance, like how could I choose between my husband and my family? And family also includes his family too. Then I have social outing. And this one was one I actually like kind of struggled with for a while until my husband's like, you need to go out, hang out with people and do things with people besides me. So I started keeping track of how often am I going and doing that stuff. And that becomes fun. It's like when I go to a meetup group or even when I go play pinball, I count it as a social outing. I'm out and about socializing with other people that are not related to me. Then my cats, I talked about this in my last video. I like to keep track of how often I'm playing with my cats and how much I'm spending time with them too. Well, I mean, I spend time with them every day, but I think it's more of like playing and engaging with them because it's good to have that positive bond with them. Then I have outdoors, especially in these days and ages, it's so easy to stay inside for so long and not even see the light of day. So I like keeping track of how often I'm going outside, taking a walk, going on a trip, maybe looking at beautiful flowers, just sitting outside. It's important. Sunlight's very good for you. It has a lot of positive benefits. So I like to keep track of that. Next one is new foods. This one I was debating on whether I would keep in here or not. But after I thought about it, I was like, I really do enjoy trying new things. And it is one of the trackers that I actually probably keep track of the most, just because it's fun. It's a fun thing to do. And I'm not like, oh, I've never had this one thing from this foreign country, so I'm going to count it. It could be something that I've had a million times, but maybe just someone's variety of it. Like I tried someone else's chicken parm and it was amazing. I don't know, just something that's not my typical everyday food that is new to me. Like I said, it could just be someone else's recipe for it. It counts. Maybe it's a new combination. I feel like I get it a lot because I tend to, when I make dinner myself, I kind of just slapdash all the food I have in my fridge or in my pantry. I don't really do recipes per se. So I have a lot of things that are just like, well, that's new. I never put these two things together. And it's fun in the cooking sense too for that because it's fun when you do something you've never tried before and you can say maybe it's good, maybe it's not, but the new food one I like. It's a lot of fun, both from a cooking perspective and from an eating, trying new things perspective. The next one I have is clean, and this one's a motivator. It's nice to have a thing where I can just be like, oh, I get a point, I cleaned today. So that's why that one's on here. It's not a do it for fun. I don't enjoy cleaning, but I like getting credit that I cleaned something. Same with this one, laundry. And some people may not mind laundry. Laundry to me is the absolute worst, and I avoid it as much as I can. I've been getting better at not, I've set myself, some rules, like when my hamper is to the top, I don't go beyond it. I have to do my laundry. Other people, for example, that don't like doing dishes, maybe that's your thing here. I don't mind dishes. They don't bother me. Not my favorite, but I get a clean point for it if I do the dishes, so that works for me. But if it's something you really don't like, maybe have it something here. And then every time you do it, you get yourself a point and you'd be surprised how much you don't mind it as much. So that's why I have laundry here because not my favorite, but I like getting points for it. So I can convince myself to do it easier. So sorry about that. I guess my phone wasn't recording for the last, I don't know how long. So I guess I'll just read through it since I did it without you guys. I believe I left off at laundry. After that, I have reading. I'm not much of a reader, but I started doing more of it because I know it's something that I should do. And I know I have been enjoying it. I joined a book club and everything. And this is just something I've been finding more relaxing and fun. So I added on there. And then arts and crafts. I do a ton of this. But every once in a while, I go through phases where I haven't touched it in like over a month. And then maybe I'm more irritated or something. And it's good to see, like, oh, you know what? Maybe I need to dedicate more time to doing the things I enjoy. So that's one of the reasons I like to keep track of the things that I enjoy as well as the things I don't, because sometimes you don't realize how long it's been since you do the things that you like, and especially things that you find soothing. Like for me, knitting is very soothing. And I think when I don't do it as much, it can kind of build up in my everyday life. My next one's pinball. I do enjoy pinball. I joined a league over 5 years ago now, and I've been playing it ever since. So it's just something that I like to do and for enjoyment. When I travel now, I'm always looking for new pinball places. If you have any good recommendations, please let me know. I live in Pennsylvania, so anytime I travel, especially in the East Coast, go see family, what have you, I'm always looking for new pinball places to go. And it's a fun activity, and I think it's getting more popular. My next one is games and puzzles. So games could be board games, it could be card games, could be video games, and puzzles pretty self-explanatory. Puzzles could also include not just, like the block puzzles. It could also be like Sudokus or other things like that. Again, these are things that are just that I find relaxing and fun. Although sometimes when I do some of the cracking the cryptic Sudoku puzzles, those can be kind of mind melting because they can be quite difficult. The other ones, especially games that you're playing with friends, very relaxing, very enjoyable. Then I have music. Again, this is a relaxing thing. Could be listening to music, could be having a jam session, could be making music, like on my guitar. Not that I do that much or often. I very much have not even rudimentary knowledge of any of that. But, something relaxing, something enjoyable. Next, I have gardening and mending. I know that's a weird combination, but I don't do either of these things very often. I have a vegetable garden. I have a bunch of flower beds around my house, and I think I need to spend more time doing it. But I think I could dedicate more time to gardening and as well as mending. I recently started mending clothes as well, and they're things that I'm need to spend more time with, and I'd like to remind myself to spend more time, or maybe just give myself points for doing it so I enjoy doing it more. Next, I have content, and I'm just talking about like what I'm doing now, which is right now I'm trying to explore YouTube and getting into making social media content. So I think keeping track of it will be more motivational. I have done like I think I've been doing YouTube for like 3 years now, but like my first years, it's been like I just made like one video. So it's not like I'm not big into it, but I'd like to do more of it. And I think, again, keeping track will help me with that. And my last one is baking. I'm not much of a baker, I'm more of a cooker myself. I enjoy cooking food. Baking is very precise for the most part. I do like it. I got into sourdough making, really been enjoying that, but I don't do that too often. And I feel like it's just a fun one. It's a fun activity, don't do often, but could just keep track of just for fun. And that's why that one's at the bottom, because if I run out of room, I'm not going to, because I don't do it very often. All right, so nothing for this one. I did go and populate my education goals, which I was stuck on as well. So I'll go over that quickly. So for learning, I still have my big boxes. I didn't do any learning. My little one, so the bare minimum for me for learning is going to be, did I learn a new thing? So this could be your friend comes up to you, tells you about something you didn't know about before, and you're like, huh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Something like that. I think that's bare minimum amount of like daily learning is someone you don't know, do know, whatever comes up, tells you something, or maybe you stumble upon something on TikTok, or I don't TikTok, but maybe you do. Something like that. Like just a stumbled upon fact, and you're just like, oh, that's interesting. Didn't know that. Could be YouTube video, whatever. So that's my base one. And then my goal to achieve is I have reading slash math. Now, reading doesn't mean like spot reading, like I'm not just reading a label that says like Kellogg cornflakes, for example. I mean, I'm reading like maybe like a paragraph, nothing crazy. It could even be like a boring legal document. Well, maybe not legal document, but a boring like document that I didn't even want to read. But it's, I'm reading like a paragraph of something to understand the content of it, whether I wanted to or not. It could be at a doctor's office where they give you the form and there's a thing there. If I read that paragraph and actually read it and didn't just sign it, that would count as me reading type of thing. Similarly with math, like math, I'd have to like actually do the math. Could be I went to the grocery store and I'm just keeping an active count in my head of how much I'm spending. That counts. I'm doing math. Even if it's rounding, I'm still doing math. And kind of the same thing. Like there's tons of applications of where you could be doing those, but I have to actually be actively paying attention for it to count. It's my next tier up is active learning. So that is I want to know something and I go look it up. Again, doesn't have to be like a whole huge lookup thing. It's just, oh, I want to learn how to do this one sewing technique. Let me look it up. So I'm actively looking for that thing. Or I want to know more about this book I read. Let me look up an article or something. Anything like that, where I'm actively trying to find more information. And then my star I have as research. Now, unlike the active learning where it's just I'm quickly looking something up, learning a little bit more information, research is when you're doing like a deep dive. That's my differentiation. So not only do I want to know about this, I want to know like everything about this or a lot about this thing. So I'm looking at several articles, several podcasts, whatever. Like I'm doing a deep dive into this thing. I want to know way more than just the base. What is this thing? That is my research one. And for these ones, I don't mind that, like especially for my learning one, I don't mind that I probably won't hit these ones very much at all. It's fine. I decided this year I'm only keeping track of if I hit the goal that I'm trying to achieve. These are just bonus and extra. So it's fine that they're more difficult for me to do. That's not a big deal. For these ones, I do want to hit my star goals more often. I think being on top of my fitness goals, I do want to make sure I'm going above and beyond. And I think that's good. I'm trying to lose weight, trying to stay healthy and fit. So those ones I want to be hitting higher more. The learning ones, I just want to make sure my brain's still functioning and it's not melting into a puddle of goop. If I'm doing a little bit, it's fine. I don't have to do too much more. All right, and then this is the last page I was populating.
Until my camera decided to not work again. So I just gave up on this part. I wrote all of my things to do in 2026, and I'll just read that list for you. And once again, my things to do in 2026 is just a fun list of things that I would like to do in the upcoming year. Again, if I don't do any of them, doesn't matter. They're just all for fun and games. And I know I have a million things on here, but I want to do a lot of things in 2026. So let's get into it. Celebrate your birthday. Try a new thing. Try a new skill. Try a new hobby. Eat a new food. Take a class. Take a painting class. A sewing class. Go to a new town. Go to a new city. Try a different state. Maybe a different country. Ride a hot air balloon. Watch a sunrise. See a sunset. Climb a mountain. Go hiking. Go swimming. Go tubing. Play a game of bowling. Rollerblading. Rip sticking. Ride a bike. Take a ferry or a boat ride, go in an airplane, take a road trip, jump off a diving board, see some fireworks, go in a haunted house, go visit an amusement park, go watch a movie in a movie theater, climb a tree, go to charity, donate some time, do some volunteer work. Donate some money, help someone in need, pick up a piece of trash that's not yours, give a kind hug to someone in need, fly a kite, bake some cookies, make some brownies, knit a sweater, knit some socks, win a tournament, play Mario Party and win, have a girls' day out, do a nice spa day, get a pedicure, get a manicure, see your family, talk to a college friend, talk to a high school friend, get a new video game, beat a video game, do something I'm avoiding, mend something, go to a cookout, go to a picnic, see a friend, give a gift, get a gift, visit family, play some pinball, play in a tournament, finish a started project, play a guitar, play the piano, play some disc golf, beat the key rackin' for all those Keyforge players out there, beat a gauntlet. And for me, that's also a Keyforge thing. But you could have a gauntlet of many things. Create your own. Have a fire pit, carve some wood, creative sew, do an embroidery project, paint a picture, batting practice. Batting cages are always a lot of fun. Read a book, take a relaxing bath, axe sewing, go to the beach, go to a new craft show, go on a date, spend some time with your nieces and nephews, plant a plant, watch a movie, have an outing with your mom, have an outing with your friend, bake some bread, make a pizza, go mini golfing, make some pottery, go karting or four-wheeling, have a sleepover, play a new board game or a new card game, maybe play some mahjong, play some cards, maybe play a board game that you've played before, not a new one. Do a puzzle. How about doing a puzzle with a friend? How about seeing some extra crazy fireworks? Apparently, I really wanted to see fireworks. I have it on here twice. Go to the Ren Fair. Play in a split flipper tournament. Again, pinball. Swing from a swing. Go swing dancing. Do wine tasting. Play some sports ball. Any sport of your choice. Make some bagels. Have a movie marathon. Go to a coffee shop. Go rock climbing. Join a meetup group. Or do a meetup. Go to a festival. Celebrate your spouse's birthday. Do 5 workouts in a week. Try to learn how to do the splits, even though you can't do them at all. Organize your document. Put on a face mask. Have an outing with your dad. Outing with your brothers or sisters if you don't have brothers. Outing with your husband or significant other. Eat Indian. Eat sushi. Wash a car. Make a new friend. Do a diamond painting. Get some ice cream. Go to a concert. Listen to some live music. Dress in a costume. Walk 5 days in a row. Do some meditating. Dye your hair. Make a handmade gift. Do some canning. Eat some Chinese food. How about you get some Mexican instead? Win at Root, which is our favorite board game. Go to an auction. Go thrifting. Win a prize. Walk 15,000 steps in one day. Get really messy. Go to a new restaurant. Complete a challenge. Fix something. Go dancing. Sing karaoke. Start a new habit. Go see a museum. Stay at a hotel. Go to a local market. See a live event. Do a midweek adventure. Play some pickleball. Go camping. Go to a new arcade. See a friend. Dance in the rain. Go to a comedy club. Dress up. Shoot an arrow. Throw throwing knives. Juggle. Maybe learn how to use a Diablo, which is a Chinese yo-yo. Make cheese from scratch. Write a thank you note. Relax in a hammock. See a waterfall. Do yoga. Go do some Pilates. Maybe do a handstand, a cartwheel, or a round off. Do 10 push-ups. Go to a drive-in movie theater. Repurpose something. Listen to a record. Play in the snow. Watch a sports ball game. Again, choose a sports ball game of your choice. Do some tie-dye. Pray. Clean the garage. Go to a craft show. Go to a seasonal event. Organize yarn. Some of these are things on my to-do list that I was just wanted points for. Organize my fabric. Fly a kite. Weigh 150 pounds. Again, trying to lose some weight, get into shape. Make a basket. Support a small business. Organize closet. Clean up my craft room. You can clean up your craft room too. New furry friend. Maybe I make a nice cute little dog friend or a little cat friend. One that I haven't met yet. Play Guitar Hero. Hot tub. Those are always nice. Read a classic. Declutter an area. Teach a skill. Have a fancy lunch. Write. Could be a poem. Could be a book, novel, short story, whatever you'd like. new video or photo technique that I didn't previously know. And then learn a new star constellation. I'm always looking at the stars and I only know like two of them. Would like to know more. So, yeah, those are my over 200 things to do in 2026. I hope you guys enjoyed them. I hope it gave you ideas of things you might want to do in your upcoming year. And again, some of these can also be on your to do list as well. I hope you guys had a wonderful day. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video. Comment down below if you have anything interesting you want to tell me, or even if you just want to tell me anything. Doesn't matter. Love you if you're new or old to this channel. Have a wonderful day.
I don't know why. I just wanted to make sure I was recording.